You don't know what I got. Well, I'm not bragging, babe, so don't put me down. But I got the fastest set of wheels in town. If someone come up to me, don't even try. 'Cause if he had a set of wings, man, I know she would fly. She's my little loose coupe. You don't know what I got. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers, right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
Okay, everybody grab a hold. Let's get to Mike in El Segundo.
Let's go, Mike.
Mike, you got about 2 minutes. Go ahead. What's going on?
Okay, hi, gentlemen. Thank you.
Good evening,
Jeff, you just said, you were right on the money, just totally correct what you said about the Democrat Party calling conservatives and Republicans Nazis, and that goes back even to Ronald Reagan. I think they're calling him Hitler and fascist Nazi, if I remember correctly. And Ronald Reagan was totally the opposite, just like same with the Bushes and same with, obviously, Donald Trump. But anyway, the Democrats, they're Marxists. They're communists and socialists, more so communist. And they don't even try to hide it anymore. And they have this pattern where they falsely accuse Republicans, conservatives, and anyone who gets in their way, tries to stop them, or exposes what they're doing and how evil it is. They accuse us of doing and being the things that they themselves are actually guilty of. And this is a long-time strategy they've been using. It actually came out in one of the emails leaked by WikiLeaks from the John Podesta email archive, and he was Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman in the 2016 election campaign. I actually I did a search and found that email, and that was one of their strategies, was to falsely accuse the Republican candidates of what Hillary Clinton was actually guilty of all her horrible scandals and problems. So the Democrats do this. Now, this no kings thing is just totally ludicrous and absurd, because what did Governor Gavin Newsom do with the death penalty after the voters voted down a statewide ballot measure that would have abolished the death penalty? The voters wanted to keep it. What did Gavin Newsom do?
Well, he
dismantled, he issued an order, he dismantled the death chamber, the execution chamber, and he gave a reprieve to all the murderers and multiple murderers on death row.
Yep, gave them all the okay.
Well, that's what he does. It doesn't matter what we think. Go ahead.
Okay, another example. Okay, so there was a ballot measure, a statewide ballot measure to impose rent control, which is just a communist policy. It's a taking of property, partial taking by government, and it totally erodes property rights and property ownership. And so what did Gavin Newsom and the Democrats, the supermajority of Democrats in the state legislature, do after the voters voted down rent control? They passed a statewide law imposing rent control.
Yeah, I know.
They are the kings and the queens. They act like the royal family.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's just incredible. And then, not only, by the way, I did additional research recently. I found that not only are the Democrats anti-gun when it comes to individual Americans, they are anti-gun against, or anti-self-defense against Israel. I found some State Department documents where in 1962, under President John Kennedy, they were telling Israel, you cannot defend yourself. So when Syria is shooting rifles, machine guns, and artillery across the border at your fishermen on a particular lake, and where they were shooting at the fishermen and shooting at Israeli police, you're not allowed to shoot back. You have to file a complaint with the United Nations, who, of course, was anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, because they're dominated by Arab Muslim countries, a huge number of them, that each one gets a vote at the United Nations. So going back at least to John Kennedy, 1962, when Israel became a country, getting its independence in 1948, so you go back only a little bit longer after that, about 12, 13 years, whatever you do the math, but basically 1962, you had, under a Democrat administration, they're telling Israel, and Israel's been told this over and over again by Democrat presidents, you're not allowed to defend yourself. Don't shoot back. I mean, this is just totally corrupt. But people have to understand the Democrat Party today, if you compare them with the Nazis, since they always call us Nazis, which obviously is a total lie, you compare them with the Nazis, there's a lot more parallels and things they're doing than the list that you gave, Jeff. You gave some good items for the list, but there's a lot more. It's a much longer list than that.
I know, and we have limited time, so I didn't get too deep in it. And again, we're a fun with guns and no politics show, so
I understand.
I don't want to get too far out into the weeds. Anyway, Mike, as always,
the point is they're anti-self-defense against Jews, both individually and nationwide.
Yep. All right, Mike.
Keep us all victims.
As always, appreciate you calling. You got to get your own show,
Thank you.
I would listen. We'll talk to you later.
I heard you say it last week. I take it as a very high compliment. I listen to you. I love your show. I love all three of you, and I love you got great callers too. You got great guests. I was really happy to hear Chad Bianco on today, so people can go to Bianco.com to donate time, donate money, and help in other ways, I suppose. But it was really good to hear him talk. I'm really pleased that you had him on. I hope you'll have him on more in the future.
Absolutely. Well, it's always up to him. We'd have him on every couple of weeks, but he's a busy guy.
Well, campaigns are really busy. I ran for city council and got elected in El Segundo, and just for city council, you're really, really busy.
We'll talk to you later.
And that's a small city.
I know. See you later, Michael.
Thanks,
I hung up on him. I'm sorry.
God bless you, Mike. No, but thank you.
Yeah, he's a great guy, but
he's got
he
a lot
really
of,
needs his own show.
He's got a lot to say, and it's all factual. The guy's
would anybody not? I mean, I would love to listen to his show.
He's got it all.
I don't know if I'd call in because he'd never get a word in edgewise.
You know what? Just let him go. Give him a whole hour. He couldn't even fit it everything he has to say in an hour.
3. I think he's a solid 3-hour show.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Okay, back to Gunslingers. Hey, are we doing a show here, Gunslingers? Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so coming up September 13th.
September 13th.
That's the next auction. If you got stuff and you want to be part of the auction world, guys, get it into us soon. I think we may have 1-2 weeks left of getting in stuff.
That's a little
before it closes out.
That's about 3 months away.
Yeah, and we're pretty much done. We have a few spots left over, but for the most part, it's pretty much done. And then, of course, then we'll be booking for the Christmas one. And the Christmas one, don't poo-poo it, because I tell you what, it's an exciting auction.
That's one of my favorites because there's a lot that's going on, and it's the end of the year.
And we get a lot of really cool stuff for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
We got a whole bunch of stuff in. We got a backpack from the Civil War.
Oh yeah,
that came in. I mean, this is so cool. This was. I mean, literally 1864, give or take. Somebody had this on their back, and now it's at the shop, and we're going to sell it.
Come on, I mean that we just had that bomber jacket over.
We had the coolest. It had 40 bombs on it. Now that means that the man that wore that jacket and that jacket went through 40 bombing runs.
Come on.
I mean, not a lot of people can say that.
No, I mean, and come on, because how many runs in the air going through dangerous times and dangerous places to be able to do that job and survive and come back and have all those accolades on your it's just a piece of history that someone had to wear through all their endeavors right there. That's amazing.
It was really a really cool piece of history. And, I've been saying this for 100 years, but you have a gun collection. I have a gun collection. Everybody that's listening probably has a gun collection. But you know what, guys? All we are is the latest curator.
Yep.
Because the guns are going to keep going. We don't.
Nope.
So... that's a lot of my friends in the old days when I was just doing mostly cowboy action stuff. They used to call me the gun recycler because it never failed when I had the old shop at Lee's Gunsmithing down in Orange. Somebody come in and this is when cowboy shooting was at its zenith. And somebody come in and once a week somebody come in. Oh, I want to be a cowboy. And of course they have to buy a pair of Rugers in .45 Colt. And they'd have them and they do 1 or 2 shoots. And then they realize how recoil heavy, number one, and how expensive it is to shoot .45 Colt. And then they'd come sniffing around and looking for 38s. And I sold 1 pair of Ruger Vaqueros. They were my dear friend Smoke Parnell. They belonged to him. And I sold those, I think, 7 times. They were like boomerangs. I sell them. They go shoot them a couple of times, and they come back. Go, I think I want to try 38s, and I'd buy them back, and I'd sell them 38s
right back through.
And 6 or 7 times those pair of Vaqueros came back, and we just buy them back and resell them again.
Like we say, that it's the tool for the job, and you have to be comfortable swinging your hammer. And sometimes the hammer's a little heavy.
Yeah.
And and that's what that's what's great about these tools, that they last the test of time. If you're taking good care of them, like any good tool, they'll last.
Yeah, and take good care of them, folks. It's heartbreaking when folks come in and, we found these are Grandpa's guns, and they were in the attic, and they're just a rusty mess, and the wood is just dried out beyond. It's worse than kindling, and it's such a shame, but. We do get a lot of cool stuff coming in, and Gunslinger Auctions is just getting better and better.
Come on, we just did 2-day, and we had so much in there. Just imagine all that, just in volume-wise, and the gems that we're getting in every collection.
Yeah, well, everybody asks, how did you get through 2 days auction? That's the easy part. The 2 days of auctioning was a piece of cake. It's the paperwork and the shipping after.
It's the next month of paperwork and shipping.
Yeah, and collecting money, and then we got to make sure that the consigners get paid, because it says 30 days in our thing, but I try and get everybody paid within 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So it's usually the second Friday after auction is when we start paying out, and we got to go through and make sure that all the consigners got the right guns, and so on and so forth, because I don't want to pay you for Bob's guns and vice versa. Yeah. So we got to make sure that everybody got all in the right order, and it goes on and on and on. And the paperwork is immense, as we mentioned. It's like 12 pieces of paper now for one handgun.
Oh yeah, one packet is just its own phone book.
And then there's shipping. The shipping, they have to send us an FFL. We do not ship to people's houses. We ship to a dealer in their area. They go in and do. And I just bought this foam system.
Saw.
It is so cool. They spray the stuff on the bottom of the. And you put the gun in it, and it foams up and over. It is so cool. And people are calling us and saying, "We loved it. This was great."
Finally.
All right, we're done.
Whoa, 2 hours, folks.
That was a quick 2 hours.
Thank you to Chad Bianco.
Wrong? Yeah, want to thank Chad. It was a great interview, and want to thank KRLA for letting us do the whole half hour.
BiancoForGovernor.com, folks.
Yeah, one more time. What is it?
Bianco for Governor. BiancoForGovernor.com.
Donate your time. Don't forget CRPA.org for them.
Yes.
Don't forget to smile. Just little curves. That's a lot of things straight. Good night,
God
everybody.
bless you
We'll
guys.
see you later. Goodbye.
Love you.
Goodbye.